Hello, team. This is the first time I've ever done this. I just want to say hello to the Myolift community. I am Gina LeClaire. I'm with artofskincare.com, and Pooja and I worked together over the last couple of years to create the Myolift Triwave. I'm really excited about this technology, and we're going to dive in. I really feel that we've taken microcurrent to a different level. So I want to help you learn how to explain that, understand it, and explain that to your clients, because there are hundreds of microcurrent devices out there, and many of your clients, all my clients, they're all buying these devices. And as you know, some of them are EMS devices. They're not that great. They don't see the results, and they're really just focusing on trying to shorten muscles in order to firm the skin. But what we're learning and what we've developed through Myolift and 70 Wellness, we're really learning that microcurrent is so much more than just energizing or exercising those muscles. There's so much more that's going on that's re-enlivening your skin tissues, your client's skin tissues. What I'm seeing working with the Triwave, I'm seeing clients who are regaining skin density. There's so many clients out there that have lost skin density. The skin's getting thin, it's starting to sag, and everything is slowing down, and we can really have an effect on that. We can have a visual change, a visual plumping and redensifying of the skin through using the 3 waveforms that we use at Myolift. So let's get started right now. I'm going to turn on my slideshow. I have a lot of information here. It's sometimes a little bit technical, but I'm going to try and just move through it quickly just to give you a broader picture of what microcurrent does so that you can educate your clients. And I think that by the end of this presentation, you're going to be so excited about what you do and what you're really offering your clients. All right. So, title of our show today, Breakthroughs in Microcurrent Therapy, and really understanding the importance of the lymphatic system and the fascia for healthy skin and well-being. We tend to think of the lymphatic system and then the fascia and then the muscles as kind of 3 different solid components, and they really all interact together. So we're going to take a closer look at that today. So as an esthetician, one of the most challenging things as an esthetician, you guys will all agree with me, one of the most challenging things that we deal with is the loss of skin density. So when that skin starts getting thin and sagging, we can try and do all those firming microcurrent treatments, so many things, but really we've got our hands tied. We have such a hard time dealing with that loss of skin density and the overall health and plumpness of the skin. And many clients end up going and getting fillers and more invasive treatments. And so as an esthetician, I was very frustrated with that. And I've been searching and trying different things, looking for what is going to help redensify that skin without my clients having to go back and have to go to dermatologists and get laser treatments and fillers and all of that. My clients who were getting those kind of treatments, we were just seeing over time an acceleration in their healing because we were seeing more inflammation of the skin. You know, when they go in for a laser treatment, at first it looks so plump and juicy, and then a year later, the skin kind of goes to be worse than it was when they started because they've dealt with all that inflammation. And the neat thing is, you know, that people get addicted to it because when you cause that inflammation in the skin, it causes swelling. And when you have that swelling going on, the skin looks plumper. But what happens after all that inflammation goes away? We have somebody with more accelerated aging that we need to help them deal with. So how can we treat the skin? How can we get in there and really affect that health of the skin? Fortunately, there's growing evidence that microcurrent therapy offers promising solutions to that redensifying of the skin. Some of the things that contribute to that thinning of the skin are being out in the sun, the environment, environmental damage, and then intrinsic aging, hormones, just the slowing down of our metabolism. I think the biggest thing that we fight as we age is stagnation. I just want to explain this to you guys. And so we'll go back and forth between the slideshow and me, because I think looking just at a slideshow is kind of boring, not very interesting. But as we age, we get stagnation happening. So I mentioned intrinsic aging, and I mentioned the extrinsic things, which would be the sun damage, environmental damage. There's also stress and bad posture and the way we hold that stress in our body. When we hold that stress in our body, we are constricting the fascia, we're constricting the lymphatic system, and we are drastically affecting our collagen reproduction, our fat pad balance, and our lymphatic movement. That lymphatic system, when it's not moving, it is not able to clean the skin, it's not able to get fresh blood supply, and also it's not able to hydrate the skin. So your fascia and your lymph have a lot to do with hydrating the skin. So if we're all bound up and we've got all this stagnation going on, it causes a loss of skin vitality. We start to see that loss of density. We see a loss of the glow of the skin. Okay, so microcurrent has been found to exhibit anti-inflammatory effects, which are essential for maintaining healthy skin and preventing premature aging. We all know now that inflammation is one of the leading causes of premature aging. Research indicates that microcurrent therapy promotes wound healing, improves circulation, enhances muscle function. We all just tend to think of it as enhancing muscle function, but it's so much more. Releases fascial adhesions and gets the fascia and all those intracellular fluids moving. These benefits work synergistically to support the skin's natural healing process and facilitates optimal cellular turnover. So huge. So there are microcurrent machines are a dime a dozen right now. You can find them on Amazon. There's just a range of them. You all know, you're professionals, you know that they don't provide the kind of treatment that we can do with Myolift. Those types of machines that are out there, they are just going after that muscle function, which can be great. But when you come to 70 Wellness, you're going so much deeper than that. We're going to get into looking at how new era, the new forms, waveforms of microcurrent are actually going to work on the underlying support structures of the skin. So you have the strong toned muscles that provide that firm foundation for the skin, but you also have all this other healing going on that really reduces the appearance of sagging and promotes a more youthful complexion. So specific waveforms, we now know that those have a direct influence on other aspects of what makes up your skin, i.e. the fascia and the lymphatic system. So earlier microcurrent devices tended to throw out just a variety of waveforms, this and that form, just hoping that one would stick and something would happen. Now with 70 Wellness, we've taken that to another level. We've actually developed the waveforms, put them into action, and tested them so that we know where those waveforms are going to work. So with 70 Wellness, we have a waveform. We often call it erase, and that's working on our fascia. The fascia is the connective tissues that surround our muscles and organs. It can become tight and restricted over time. This leads to decreased mobility and hindered cellular communication. By releasing fascia adhesions, microcurrent therapy helps restore optimal movement and communication between cells, contributing to improved skin health and function. And a little bit further into the show, I'm going to be showing you some pictures so that you can get an even better idea of what's happening with that communication. The second waveform we're calling it Rejuve on the Triwave, and that's your lymphatic wave. And it is supporting the lymphatic system. It helps with the healing process. It stimulates the production of collagen and other essential components of the extracellular matrix. That's where we're going to be seeing thicker, stronger skin and a better hydrated skin. And then, of course, we all know we're working on the muscle levels. We have the three waveforms. We have the fascia, the lymphatic, and then we have the muscle waveform, which is our building or educate. So the ability to promote wound healing is particularly noteworthy as it indicates its potential to address skin thinning concerns. So let's take a little deeper look at that. Improved circulation is a key advantage of microcurrent therapy. Enhanced blood flow brings vital nutrients and oxygen to the skin cells, supporting their optimal functioning and rejuvenation. Better circulation aids in the removal of waste products and toxins, contributing to a healthier and more vibrant complexion, less skin breakouts. So when we see a client using the lymphatic setting on our device in a passive way, I'm going to explain that to you toward the end here, but just using that Rejuve setting for 10 minutes a week, just one treatment a week, and we are seeing people getting less breakouts because we're retraining that lymphatic system and we're relieving that congestion in there, and waste is being removed better. We improve fascia flow, which increases hydration to the cells. How many of you knew that fascia is made up of hyaluronic acid and collagen? So many things I'm going to show you guys, but really the flow of your fascia has to do with your hyaluronic acid movement, fibroblast activity, and collagen production. So all of those are affected when we do a 7E wellness microcurrent treatment. By harnessing the power of microcurrent, estheticians can provide a non-invasive and holistic approach to treating the skin from the inside out, helping clients maintain a more youthful and vibrant complexion. So we all know that we've tried it, right? You try just treating the skin from the surface with really good skincare products. That is important. I have so many clients who want to just use microcurrent, but if they're not using the right skincare to feed their skin, it's not as effective. So it's a real synergistic process. And you have to look at it from every level, from that energetic level with the microcurrent, topical with the quality professional skincare, and then also what we're eating, the water we're drinking, all of that. Microcurrent therapy offers a range of benefits that target the underlying causes of premature skin thinning. Reduces inflammation. It has an effect on the acceleration of wound healing. We see enhanced blood circulation. We see an increase in hydration to the cells. Remember that hyaluronic acid is all happening in the fascia and in the lymphatic system. So it's an increase in hydration to cells through the lymphatic system, the fascia system, and the muscular system. Release of fascia tension and adhesions, improved health of the fascia system. Improved detoxification, like I said, including those skin clearing benefits, especially if you have people who are breaking out around the chin area and have a lot of hormonal acne. The microcurrent therapy focusing on fascia and on the lymphatics is really going to help clear those negative hormones that are contributing to the breakouts. And then, of course, we love that we have improved muscle health and function. So the benefits of lymphatic drainage for healthy skin: we remove toxins and bacteria from the skin. We have an alleviation of sinus pressure and congestion. We see a reduction of fine lines and wrinkles and puffiness. We often talk about puffiness being around the eyes, but it's not just the eyes. That puffiness also happens in the jaw area where you start to see the jowls or a double chin, many times that's not because the muscles need firming there. It's more a result of needing to clear out that buildup of lymphatic fluids from the congestion in that area. So we can really diminish that swelling. And of course, we can improve collagen production. The lymphatic system actually has a role in helping with production of collagen. So you can see from this picture, I love this picture. So this is your lymphatic system. You can see with those green lines on the sides of the face and along the neck there, you can see there's a lot of lymphatic stuff happening. If that gets congested and get backed up, you can see where what I was talking about with the jowling or the neck area really sagging or puffiness, you can see that if we don't have that movement going on in the lymphatic system, that's going to cause that premature jowling that you see that we should not see on anyone unless they're up into their 70s. Most people have that kind of double chin thing happening right there. If they're fit and they're eating well, it's because they have a lymphatic blockages going on in there, and we need to help them clear that out. So some of our symptoms of poor lymphatic movement: stiff, achy joints, soreness, especially upon waking, headaches, puffiness, fluid retention, that premature double chin, a lack of skin vibrancy, and then skin conditions like acne, loss of elasticity, and premature aging. So the fascia, what we don't realize is that the fascia is really the heart of the lymphatic system. So fascia is a type of cobweb-like body tissue. We often think of it as a solid, but fascia is really very fluid. It's liquid. It's 70% liquid and hyaluronic acid. And so it's a cobweb-like body tissue made from collagen, elastin, and reticulin that makes up, organizes, and holds the entire body together. There are 5 types of fascia tissue located everywhere inside the human body, from the superficial, which is towards the skin surface, to deep, stretching around the organs and the spine. Fascia health is crucial for the distribution of cellular hydration and nutrients. Fascia assists the lymphatic system to remove waste and toxins. So the lymphatic system can do that pumping action where it's pumping the toxins out, but then you've got to have the fascia movement going on, which is going to move it away and distribute. Get here. So here is a picture of fascia, which I'd love to see, because I don't know, we just tend to think of fascia as being another layer of muscle on the skin, but look at that. It's really so much liquid. Fascia is the body's literal smart grid, generating, modulating, and synchronizing all body energy and activity. So when you think of us as being energetic beings, and you've got to think about our fascia, because the fascia is transferring all kinds of energetic information, such as your heartbeat, that electricity, our body conducts that electricity, and it's through the fascia. So that's why we can see that microcurrent done the right way is going to have such an incredible impact on our fascia and on our whole bodies. So, it has been revealed that the body is 70% water, mostly fluid in content, and is integrated as one tissue continuum. Fascia is constructed of 70% fluid, 40% fiber. So it's really more liquid than it is solid. Nanotubes inside the fascia contain microscopic water crystals, hyaluronic acid, and is aligned by collagen fibers. So you can really see that if your collagen is not healthy, if we're not having healthy action in our lymphatic system and healthy fascia, the collagen fibers, we think of collagen as being out on the surface of our skin, but it's everywhere on our body. So when we start not having enough collagen generation, it's affecting the whole body, because the fascia is involved in the health of your entire body. Fascia is not only made up of water, it transports water. It is your body's natural irrigation system. So we all know that to have plump, healthy, hydrated skin, now we know we are going to have healthy fascia, because that fascia is what's going to irrigate your cells. Fascia affects how efficiently your blood circulates, how the blood flows, food digests, supplies nutrients, and eliminates toxins. Fascia challenges our perspective of the human body as a single unit assembled from separate individual parts. So how many of you, I know I've done this, how many of you have done the Myolift treatments and you've seen that erase setting and you're just using it on like right here where you want to erase these little lines, and you're using it a bit right here to erase lines and all of that, that's great. That's not a problem. But what we have to realize is the fascia, treating the fascia is so much more than just addressing these certain spots where you have tension in your face. And I'm going to be showing you today and talk about how we can do a passive treatment on the fascia and on the lymphatic system, because that passive treatment is even more effective than going in and just working these little areas. So we can't talk about fascia or the lymphatic system without taking a closer look at that interstitial space and the extracellular matrix, what we like to call the ECM. Take a look at this diagram. The role of ECM in tissue generation and support is so important. You can see the lymphatic vessel, then you see the capillary, and in between that, you see everything that is flowing. And this is flowing in and out of the lymphatic vessel, and this is moving through the ECM and through your fascia system. So you see on here, you can see, look at the bottom, you can see collagen, see those yellow collagen spheres in there? You see the fibroblasts. Those fibroblasts are so important to your cellular regeneration and cellular energy. You see your immune cells, you see hyaluronic acid in there. It's just so amazing how all of it feeds and works together. There's an integral relationship between collagen and the lymphatic system. So we are all wanting to put on topical creams and things like that to support our collagen and promote collagen. And we drink collagen drinks, and all of that is great, but there's such an important part we also need to be excited about. And that's what's happening in the lymphatic system and the fascia and the ECM. Collagen is important in supporting tissue structure and regulating cellular functions, fibroblast activity, and hormone influence on the collagen production. So this is so important that the hormones, we have our hormones going on in here and moving those negative hormones out of the body. That is super important. And we do know that once our clients hit premenopause and menopause, that first 5 years of menopause is when they lose 30% of their collagen production. So we've got to be able to speed up that cell regeneration, keep things fluid and moving, and have a really healthy lymphatic system and ECM in order to keep promoting and helping with that density of the skin and that collagen production. A healthy lymphatic system and well-functioning fascia are essential for maintaining vibrant skin and overall well-being. So here's our fun facts. And we know, if we've been working in microcurrent for a while, you know this. Microcurrent increases ATP by 500%. ATP is what feeds those fibroblasts. It's what's keeping that cellular energy happening. Without that ATP and good, healthy cellular energy, you're not going to have collagen production. You're not going to see that vibrancy in the skin. So it's super important. And these are kind of buzzwords now too, that adenotriphosphate, which is ATP. If you do any searching into what are people researching right now, what are people interested in, you're seeing a lot of interest around products that promote ATP. And we know that we're doing that. We're increasing it by 500% when we do our microcurrent treatments. Cellular repair is 50% faster. Studies have shown that microcurrent therapy can accelerate the proliferation of connective tissue cells by up to 50%. So, for instance, in the control group, if a control group required 28 days to create a certain amount of cell proliferation, if you're having a microcurrent treatment, you will get that same amount of proliferation in just 14 days. So that's really speeding up the metabolism, really speeding up the whole healing process and regenerative process. This really highlights the potential of microcurrent therapy to expedite healing and repair processes. Super important. If you have a client going in for a procedure or going in for a facelift, any of that kind of thing, you need to be doing microcurrent with them, especially doing the lymphatic and the fascia system. You need to be doing that with them before they go in for their treatment. So you're really increasing the speed of their healing. And then as soon as you can, getting them back in for microcurrent treatments to keep that ATP level up and keep that cellular regeneration happening quickly. So I bring this slide back because just once again, I just have to really, nail it home that it is all connected in an integrated whole. We can't just focus on muscles. We can't just focus on lymphatic. We can't just focus on fascia release. We've really got to look at the whole system and how it integrates together. ATP provides the energy needed for fibroblast activation. Fibroblasts secrete the collagen proteins that help maintain the structural framework of tissue and provide that skin density. When you guys start doing these treatments, I think it's one thing we're always saying, do before and after pictures. And that can be sometimes tricky, right? Especially if you're seeing somebody with a lot of loss of skin density, because you may not see that firming action from just doing a muscle-focused educate treatment. You will see amazing before and after pictures in just one treatment if you also integrate in a passive treatment for their lymphatic system and their fascia system, because the skin is going to be plumper, more vibrant, and tissues are going to be just everything circulating better. A lot of times you see that immediate reduction in the puffiness of the face. You see more defined cheekbones. The Triwave, here we go. Here it is. Pooja and I worked on this, came up with it. I know you guys on the professional level have had it in your treatment rooms, but it's never been available for the public, and it hasn't been available for a more affordable price point for those of you estheticians just getting started. So the Triwave really brings us all three waveforms in a really beautiful way. We've got the erase form. That waveform addresses fascia health. We have the reju form. That waveform addresses the lymphatic system. Then we have the educate waveform, which is addressing your musculature health. And we have both passive and dynamic treatment options. So when I talk about dynamic treatment options, those are the treatment options that many of you are doing. And that's when you see the probes in the picture, you're using the probes, you're working in the direction of lymphatic movement or in the direction of muscle movement, and that's very effective. But what I also want to share with you guys is that you can do a passive form of treatment that is incredibly powerful and very effective. And I actually find the passive form of treatment to be even more effective when we're treating the lymphatic system and the fascia. So when we talk about doing a passive treatment, that's when we're putting the little face masks on. The way I like to do it is with a sheet mask. One of the things that we know about microcurrent is that microcurrent drives nutrient, it drives whatever you put on topically into the skin. So I like to do passive treatments along with the dynamic treatment. So when I'm doing a passive treatment, I'm putting a sheet mask on the face, I'm putting one electrode here, and then I'm putting one electrode on the skin. So one's on the sheet mask, one is on the skin. So when you do that, you are sending that current through the entire mask, and then it's going into your skin. So they're meeting together, the sheet mask and your skin, and it's driving those nutrients in, and it's doing all those things that we talked about with the waveforms. My clients do these treatments once a week. Some of them, of course, are more enthusiastic and they do it more often. But doing the passive treatment at least once a week creates a dramatic difference in the firmness, and the health of the skin. So when I'm doing a passive treatment, I'm going to do the fascia first, and I'm going to do that usually for 10 minutes. When I'm using it for fascia relief, I'm going to push erase. I'm going to push it twice. When you're doing a sheet mask, you can take it to maximum strength with fascia, and you can take it to maximum strength with the rejuve setting. And to do rejuve, you would then push that twice, and that'll take you to level 2 on your rejuve. I'm going to do 10 minutes of each of those. And then generally, when I'm doing educate, and if you're doing it on a sheet mask, especially on the face, you're only going to push the educate button once. You're just going to want to do level 1, because that is strong enough when you're doing a sheet mask on the skin. And what I find is I do want that good passive treatment on the muscles, but for my face, I'm doing it for a very short time. 3 to 5 minutes on the face on the lowest setting is what I'm going to do for educate. When I'm on the neck, I might do it a little bit longer, but you'll notice when you're doing educate, you're going to see some flashing. And that is just that microcurrent. It's going to be that current hitting on the bone of your forehead and makes a little flash. And for me, if I do that too long, I'm going to feel kind of car sick, a little nauseous, and I can even get a headache from it. So with educate, keeping it on that level 1, so it's not so intense, and just doing a very short amount of time, then you can come in with your probes and spend more time working on lifting and working on the muscles in that way. So many times when I'm working with a client or working on myself, I'm going to do 10 minutes of the fascia relief, 10 minutes of lymphatic, and then I'm going to go in and spend 10 minutes using my probes and doing my muscle work. And it is a very beautiful treatment. I absolutely love it. I really want to thank you all for joining me. This is such an exciting time in microcurrent therapy, and the results that we're seeing with integrating these different waveforms are just beyond phenomenal, very exciting. And so I'm so very happy to share it with you guys today. And so you're the ambassadors now. You get to go out there and share this information with your clients and really help them to take a more holistic approach to maintaining healthy, firm, plump, vibrant skin. Thank you all. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the seminar. Bye-bye.